Welcome back to Lovin Daily. With me now is Sandra Gauci, ADPD candidate. Hi Sandra, thank you for being here today. So, Sandra, the election was around a month ago. You did pretty well for considering it was your first election. And you were contesting with a third party.
Yes.
After the election, Carmel Cacapardo, the current leader, said that he intends to step down as leader.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very clear. Are you interested in the leadership?
Let's say it's in the cards. Let's keep it like that. But
You are interested then?
Yes. So let's see what comes up along the way. But it's a process. It's something which needs to be discussed. But it's something which, yes, I would like to.
Mm-hmm. So AD has been around since the late 1980s. They've had quite a few leaders over the years, but the party has never made any significant gains at elections.
Mm-hmm.
What do you plan to change if you become leader?
Well, first of all, we need to be more present, not only on media, but also with the people. I think that people need to get to know us more. Having direct contact with the people can help. For example, Melissa Begley got that amount of votes because she's always there doing her cleanups, and so people know her. And that is something which needs to be pushed. The people need to get to know us. It's not like, Sandra Gauci Dimini, who's she? No, we need to make people know us. Social media is helping us, but we also need to be on TV. We need to be invited. It's not like the television stations are just a monopoly or a duopoly of the two main parties. We are there, we have a voice. People have given us their vote. We have 4,747 people who trust us. And I think we deserve airtime even on national TV.
Do you think ADPD should set up its own casino?
I think a casino, it's, even when you look at the casini of PN and PL, people aren't that, it's not the place to be. More sort of headquarters, which people can, even we can meet other people. When I have somebody who's interested in joining up, I can't meet him in an office because we don't have one, so we're outside there, a coffee shop or somewhere in the dark. But yes, I think we need some form of headquarters, but that requires money, which hopefully through donations, you can help us with that.
So, during the last election, 20,000 people had previously voted for PL and PN in 2017 didn't vote for them. They abstained from voting. Why didn't these people vote for ADPD, in your opinion?
Maybe because they just saw it as a one-directional thing. That is, I want to send a message to my party, which is either Labour or PN. They didn't just think, okay, I will switch to AD. No, they just wanted to not vote, because that's the way they thought they were going to send a message to Labour or to PN. Sadly, probably we need to be to become a valid choice for these people who didn't vote for us, who chose to abstain. We need to work more so that we become a choice and which people believe in and they trust us. It's not like a protest vote. No, I trust AD because they have these. They're tackling these issues. They have guts. So yes, I trust them. It's not like to protest.
And what issues though? I mean, like AD it's known mostly for putting the environment on the agenda a while ago, being the Green Party, pro-environment. However, nowadays, both PN and PL have been coming up with these green initiatives, talking a big game about the environment. Now Labour is saying going to spend 700 million euro on green projects over the next 7 years. So what makes AD relevant in this day and age?
The problem is that the main parties, even though they have the money, they talk. You said the magic word. They talk about them. They don't actually do the action. I mean, Labour is in government. They talk about putting the environment in the first place, but then you have some, for example, the fuel station in Marsa Scala, which I read just right now, is going to double in its size, or the projects in Sannat with Portelli. And then you realize that it's just that, talk. Nothing more, nothing less.
They're going to spend the 700 million.
God knows what. What will they do? Another tarmac park like in Mosta? They spend them, but it's far from being a green lung in Mosta, from what the photos I have seen. So they don't even have a clue on how green is to be applied.
So a few years ago, there was a bit of infighting within ADPD about abortion. There was Mina Tolo had a candidate had come out very strongly in favor of it, and Arnold Cassola ended up quitting the party and going independent. Is this still an issue within the party, or is ADPD now officially a pro-choice party?
Well, first of all, when this event happened, I wasn't there, so because I've been here around a year and a bit more. So, as you can see, even from our manifesto for the elections, we nowadays abortion for us as a party is no longer something which creates any infighting between us. We've chosen, Nancy, we were quite courageous for some, for others we took it a bit softly, but I think the position we've took, especially for this election, was quite courageous, considering the mentality out there. But it reflects also the mentality of the people out there. So yes, nowadays we can say that we are. We're not doing like the other parties, not talking about it. We discussed, we came out with the abortion being decriminalized, and also being a chance to be accessed for people who have non-viable pregnancies in cases of incest or of rape. And also you protect also the doctors who have to act on the spot when they have to choose between the life of a woman or of a dead fetus.
You don't think you're not scared you're going to lose votes this way?
I think we gained them through that.
Really? By being a pro-choice, that's very interesting. That you think you gained votes by taking a stance in favor of decriminalizing
yes,
abortion?
because mentality has changed, and we are there constantly in touch with the people, so we know that mentality is changing. Mm-hmm. We put the women in the center of our policy. Woman is no longer just a Tupperware container. She has her health, she has her importance for us, and that is how we tackled it.
Do you think Arnold Cassola should return to AD or ADPD, and that ADPD should perhaps now also merge with Volt, seeing as you're talking very much about the same issues?
Well, Cassola, he left on his own.
Do you want him to return though?
I mean, personally, I have no issues with Cassola. It's something which needs to be discussed with the rest of the group. It's not like for me to decide for the rest.
What about Volt?
Me. What are we going to gain with them? I admire all of them, because I'm in good relationships with them too. But I don't think we're going to gain anything from them.
So, finally, you mentioned a very good point earlier, which is that AD needs to be closer to the people. It can't just be speaking to them from the media on Facebook. It needs to be on the ground.
Yes.
This is extremely important in politics. Like all politicians know this, especially in a country like Malta, where politics is very personal and people often vote for the candidates who they like.
Yes.
So, with this in mind, and considering the logistical issues, because seeing as the two big parties have way more resources than ADPD does, financial and human, isn't it better to focus, in your opinion, for ADPD to focus all of its resources on targeting just a couple of local councils, at least initially, rather than going all out for the general election with candidates on all districts, spreading all your resources thin? But instead, change that strategy in that direction.
Why should we think so small? Let's think big. Okay,
It's
starting off, yes, but I know history is against us, but why shouldn't people have a third option? It's just, and limit them just to local councils. We can have candidates for the local councils, and we're working on them because we're recruiting them as we go along. But we cannot just limit ourselves to being just for the local councils. I think the country, especially for those 70,000 which didn't vote, the country deserves a third option. No matter how many laws they try to change and fix and mechanisms, etc. But I think it's time that the country, more than ever, needs a third strong voice. And that third Green Party, hopefully, is going to be that strong voice.
Sandra Gauci, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing what you get up to in the coming months, and whether you will take on the ADPD leadership.
We'll see.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for following us. Make sure to follow lovinmalta.com for all the latest developments, and have an evening full of lovin'.